Hey guys, it's Ginny Silver. We're doing EDD Q&A. I don't work for the EDD, but I will help you compile random information online that they have available. They don't tell you clearly, but I don't work for the EDD, so I like to always make that clear. I am getting myself set up here. I had a camera malfunction. and then I had to turn everything off and get it back on. So I think I'm up and running now, but I gotta adjust some things. All right, let's see where we are at the 4 o'clock timestamp. I'm going to go ahead and start there. First, let me update you on my most recent communication with the EDD today. The representative that I speak with directly in the media department, I sent over several questions regarding the MEUC boost because many of you were asking about that the last couple days. So he's getting back to me with additional information. I also pointed out to him, one of his replies to me was, claimants who didn't receive the link for MEUC boost can fill out the paper application and send it in. And I sent him back everything that EDD had online. There's no paper application available. And he said, oh, good flag. I'll see what I can do. So for those of you that have questions about the MEUC boost, I'm awaiting some answers back from him. He's been very responsive the last couple weeks with me, so I'm hopeful to get more information. If you're wondering when the MEUC boost is going to be paid out to you, I don't know that yet. That's one of my questions that he said he would check on. For those of you that are wondering why your documentation was rejected, I want you to make sure that you sent in the actual document that shows your net income, not your gross income. So I had several people who are waiting on MEUC boost tell me that they sent in their 1099. That's going to get rejected because it doesn't show your net income on that. So if your tax return got rejected, which many people told me it was, and you sent in the proper document from the correct year, which would be the year prior to your unemployment claim start, I don't know why that's getting rejected, and that's one answer that I'm waiting on from him. All right, let me get started with the questions at 4 o'clock. All right, Chilling with Howie at 4 o'clock says, how do I do the worksheet? I'm assuming, hold on, I'm on, you can hear, okay, Michael is saying that there's a problem with my screen. Okay, let's see. You guys let me know in the chat box if the video is coming through okay. My assistant's telling me that he can't quite see me, so let me know if it's okay. In the meantime, I'm going to answer this. How do you fill out the worksheet? So if you are filling out your biweekly certifications and you are entering in your work searches, if you are Fed Ed, you're required to list 3 work searches that you did that week per week, and you have to document it online. If you are UI, PEUC, or PUA, you're required to do 1 or more per week, and documentation is suggested but not required with the certification page. Now, with that being said, there is nothing on the certification page currently that asks for some of the other applicable work search options. There's no way to enter in that you went to a networking event or that you tried to resume self-employment by marketing your business. There's no way to enter that in. So that's another thing that I sent over to the EDD, to my contact in the media department. I asked him if they're going to be updating this. He let me know that a few things that they're going to be updating on the certification page because I keep bugging them about it. They're going to be updating the error where it states that UI, PEUC, and PUA, there's an error on there. And for some claimants, they are seeing that they're required to enter in 3 work searches when the requirement is actually 1. Fed Ed must enter in 3. So they're going to be changing that and updating that. And then what else? I think that was the major thing that they're going to be changing. And I'll do a video on that as well. Okay. Okay, and video is coming through just fine. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go up to the 4 o'clock timestamp. Hi, Ginny, where are you? I know, I had problems, I'm sorry. Okay, I did that one. Okay, Michael at 4 o'clock. Hi, Ginny, with September 4th right around the corner. and unemployment disappearing with the removal of the $300 boost. Will that mess up the regular weekly UI benefits in any way? I sure hope it doesn't. I can't see how it would, because your claim is on its own system running on its own parameters within the EDD's algorithm in their computer. So I can't see how that would affect your claim. It should not, but we all know that there are plenty of glitches constantly. But let's hope it doesn't. All right, 401, Raquel. So what's going to happen when your claim ends on the 4th? Are they not going to pay people? So how will people pay their bills? This is unbelievable. Not everyone has a job yet. Yes, so I just put out a very detailed video yesterday on, it's called, Michael, don't link the old video anymore. Only link the new one. It's called Benefits Ending, What's Next? And it's on my channel homepage. I published it, I think it was yesterday. I've lost track of my days. And so that one has a thorough explanation. But September 4th, claim week ending September 4th. So yes, you will certify on the 5th or whatever your certification date is. Claim week ending September 4th will be the last week that you collect the $300 boost, PEUC extensions. So all tiers of it, PEUC, Tier 2 and Tier 2 augmentation, and PUA. They will not be able to be collected going forward. Any remaining balance that you have on those programs will no longer be yours to collect because the program won't exist anymore. So, and Fed Ed is stated by the EDD to be likely to be unavailable as of September 4th based on current unemployment projections. So yes, there's a lot of info in that video, but that is where we're at with that, unfortunately. Okay, users will be silenced. Yes, if you... Michael is going to make sure that questions only come up once every 15 minutes so that I can get to as many as I possibly can. Okay, K-Pop Corn 405. Problem, 9 months of benefit year, effective 11/2020. Claim balance shows 450 for the past 2 weeks. Is this correct? Don't I still 3 months to go? Can't get through EDD. I also sent email communication, no reply. Okay, so if your benefit year, effective 11/2020. So you're saying that your benefit year would end in November. So no, August, September, October, November, you don't get a full year's worth of benefits. What you're awarded when you're awarded an unemployment claim is you're awarded a benefit year end date. And that year end date is the point in time that you can collect your allocated claim balance throughout the course of that year. So that doesn't mean that every single week you are entitled to receive your weekly benefit award amount. If you're UI, you are awarded 26 weeks worth of claim balance. So your weekly benefit award amount times 26 weeks. You have the whole year to collect those 26 weeks. So no, you're not going to continue on to receive the same amount every single week. Now, once you hit zero and you hit a $0 balance, if it is before September 4th, then you will automatically next be awarded a PEUC extension. This is going to hit zero. About a week later, you'll receive an award letter letting you know that you've received a PEUC extension. And then about a week after that, you'll be able to certify. Now, that PEUC extension is going to carry you up until claim week ending September 4th. September 4th only, not until your benefit year end date of November. Why? Because the PEUC extension is a pandemic-related unemployment extension from the stimulus bill, and it expires. The whole program expires September 4th. After September 4th, there is a possibility that the Fed Ed extension program could still be active, but the EDD has stated that that extension, which is dependent on the state unemployment rate, is likely to be not available after September 4th. So you will need to plan that you will not be able to collect benefits after September 4th. Now, for those of you that are on a traditional unemployment claim, once you reach the end of your benefit year, you can file a new regular unemployment claim if you qualify, which would mean that you would have need to have earned enough wages in the last 18 months in order to qualify for a new claim. So that's going to be a select few of you because many of you have been on unemployment the entire last year. Okay, let me make sure that I'm good. Let me pause myself on my phone so I can get my chat up here, because I like to have it in two places in case things slow down. I need water. All right. Jose Rodriguez at 405 says, I got paid last week. Now I'm on pending again. Yes. So there's lots of different reasons for pending. If you were able to receive a conditional payment already, that doesn't necessarily mean that your payments going forward are going to be paid out automatically. They might still get stuck in pending for various reasons. The reasons can include if you're on a year or more over. Let me start again. If you're on a claim that is over a year old or even longer, then you might be subject to a new quarter wage review. The EDD has to ask you a series of questions. You might be applied to with a stop payment alert where the EDD has something triggered either in your certification or your eligibility, and they need to talk to you and do a phone interview. All those things are still occurring. So even if you called in and got something resolved with a pending payment, or if you received a conditional payment, there's still potential for you to get back in pending again. Now with the conditional payment program, claimants who are pending for over 2 weeks and have received at least one successful unemployment payment previously will receive conditional payments, meaning that the EDD will begin to process your pending automatically and then collect what they need information-wise from you later on down the road. So hopefully that will kick in for you. All current pending claims that meet those qualifications should be pushed to paid by September 30th. But that takes quite a bit of time, you guys. There's no knowing exactly how long they're going to take, if they're going to take all the way up until September 30th to do that for your specific claim. So I still recommend that you call in to EDD, use all the call tips that Michael can share in the chat, and contact your assembly members. And contacting your assembly members has been a lot more efficient recently with all of the changes involved that have made them able to process these on your behalf with the EDD a lot faster. All right, gosh, you guys, each answer to these questions takes like 10 minutes because there's just so many complications and problems. All right, Anthony, hi, Bad Grandpa. Hi, Ginny, I used your contact assembly video, left a message regarding MEUC. Don't even know if he got it. How will he respond? Okay, so in that video, you might want to rewatch it now that you have sent that contact information because I show in that video how to contact your assembly members. The video is called, it's like pending, do this. But Michael can probably link it in the chat box. In that video, I show some of the different intake forms that they respond with. They're going to send you over a request to fill out some information. They're going to ask you for your customer account number and your social security number, and they'll probably have you sign a consent form as well. So they're going to do that. We don't know exactly how long they'll take to reply because each office is different. There's 80 different assembly members. But that's what should happen next. All right, Velvet at 406. I certified 4 times and no pending payment. Waiting for a phone interview. I have a claim balance. Been calling like 100 times a day and can't get a hold of nobody. And also there is no stop payment. Okay, so if you certified and you're waiting for a phone interview, those are going to continue to be pending until the EDD issues you a conditional payment, which they are processing automatically now, but they could take up until September 30th to issue that conditional payment while you await your phone interview. Now, the best thing to do for you, because you most likely don't want to or cannot wait until September 30th to be paid, would be to either contact the EDD, which you have tried and you can't get through, or to contact your assembly member. To contact the EDD, try the phone tips that Michael is going to drop in the chat box. There's the 134 phone trick. There's the 25 phone numbers to call. And there's using Claimer, which will get you to a hold line, but you have to pay a third-party service. But you can also contact your assembly member. So if you haven't done that yet, contact your assembly member. All right, Bernice at 406. Hi, I'm regular UI. Backdate before I saw your video on not being able to Due to not losing my job to the pandemic, EDD changed it online. Will I see amount or will it cause an issue on my claim? Okay, so it sounds like you backdated, but you know that you're not eligible and they approved it. And you might be worried about getting an overpayment. So this is tricky because if you backdate, you have to make sure that what you stated is true and correct. Otherwise, you can have an overpayment issued and a penalty assessed to you. If you submitted a false statement, if you said something that wasn't actually true, then I would retract it right away. I would contact the EDD in writing, screenshot it so that you have a copy, and let them know that you made a mistake, that you didn't understand something along the lines. Do your best to explain yourself, because you don't want to collect those benefits knowing that you made a false statement. You want to try to fix the mistake. So I would do that. Now, if you backdated and you were unemployed due to the pandemic, then those benefits are yours to collect, and that's fine. But it sounds like maybe you need to make that correction. Okay, Mike D at 406. Hello, Ginny. I never got the DNCP or 1277. However, I did get an award letter till 2022 on my award letter. What does this mean? Okay, deferred new claim program. That's what DNCP is, deferred new claim program. That means that when you, I don't need to explain that. I need to just focus on your question. Okay, so if you got an award letter, that's a brand new claim because it states that your balance is, or your claim year is until 2022. You were awarded a new claim. So you're going to next collect on that new claim unless that new claim is $25 less than your current benefit award amount, or even smaller. If it is, then next you should receive the deferred new claim program letter, which will state that this claim is less and that we're going to save it, put you back on PEUC up until September 4th, and then you can have your new lesser amount claim. So it depends on your award amount to know if you're going to be awaiting that next letter or if you're just simply going to be collecting on a new claim. Okay. Debbie, yes. This is 5 minutes late. Happens. All right, Michael, answer all calls, EDD using unlisted and private numbers. Yes. So they state online that it should say State of California EDD or the EDD phone number, but they do sometimes call from private or blocked numbers, and I can't say why exactly, but they do sometimes. So if you are awaiting a phone interview, if you're stuck in pending and you don't even know that you might need a phone interview, answer all of your calls. If you're pending, answer all of your calls, please. All right, Miguel at 407. Hi, Ginny. I was on EDD extension, but the year ended. But since I didn't work in California last year, can I still get an extension? I'm pending 16 weeks and EDD hasn't told me anything. Okay, so if you were on an extension and the year ended, you didn't work. So it depends on if you did work, but in a different state. Did you work? Let me know in the comments and I'll check over here. Who am I looking for? Miguel. So Miguel, if you did work within the last 18 months, you would have to file a new unemployment claim in the state in which you performed the work and were paid. But if you didn't work at all in the last 18 months, then you would be able to collect those additional extension weeks. You would not file a new claim because the EDD does not require that if you did not work at all in the last 18 months, and you would continue to collect. However, you must notify the EDD of your move. So if you moved and that is why you did not work in California, make sure that you notify them so that you can potentially maintain your eligibility. Okay. You worked in, Miguel says you worked in Arizona only. Okay, so you might not qualify then if you worked in Arizona and you're unemployed after following that job. You next may need to file a claim with the Arizona Unemployment Department because you worked and earned wages over there. So if you worked and earned wages there, then you will need to inquire with the Arizona Unemployment Department. Lori at 407 says, that is what I found in the area you guided us to look to show what we get. Oh, Lori, I don't know what you're saying. Here it is. I am receiving UI. Will this end in September? No. So watch the video that I put out yesterday. I put out a video yesterday that goes through all the different types of claims when they end. UI is the state's unemployment benefits program for eligible former employees. If you are eligible to collect UI, you'll be awarded 26 weeks worth of claim balance. That's not a pandemic-related program. That's a statewide regular benefits program. So UI will continue to collect its 26 weeks worth of claim balance regardless of date. Once your claim gets down to 0, however, after September 4th, there will not be a PEUC extension for you because that program will have ceased to exist. It no longer will be there. Additionally, there most likely will no longer be a Fed Ed extension because the EDD has stated that it is most likely that Fed Ed will not be available after September 4th. So that's where we're at with UI. Okay, Lynn Pearson at 407. Hello, Ms. Silver. May I have the link to assistance for California property taxes that you showed before? I didn't have a property tax link, but I had, let me grab it real fast. Let's see. It's the Home Owners Assistance Fund. Let me find it for you. You guys can wait while I look at this link. Okay. I'm going to drop it in the comments. I'm not not going to drop that. That's like a weird long Google link. You guys can just wait while I get this awkwardly. Okay. I'm not sure that this is what you were referencing, but I'm going to put it here just in case. If you are a homeowner and you are looking for the California Homeowners Assistance Fund, it still is not available. This is the website where you'll be able to access it, but there's still no details published on it. The last thing they published was, we talked to our stakeholders and we got feedback on this program. The program is not running yet, but that will help you in the future. Okay, Jose Rodriguez at 407. I am on pending again. I was supposed to fill out the form of appeal. I got on the 15th because I still got paid last week, and I is on pending again. Last payment was in the 27. Why am I pending again? Okay, let me decipher this beginning part. Hold on. Fill out a form of appeal. Okay, so you're not necessarily supposed to fill out a form of appeal. If you receive an appeals form, the only reason why you would fill out and send back an appeal form is if you disagree with the decision that the EDD has made on your claim. So if the EDD denied you benefits, if they did not pay you and it's not a decision that customer service can help you with, then you would file an appeal. But don't file an appeal for any other reason, because filing an appeal sends you over to a court hearing process, which can take up to 6 months, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So don't do that. But now your issue is that you were pending. You were pending before, you got paid, and now you're pending again. I can't tell you exactly why you're pending, but you are going to need to either, number one, you can wait for a conditional payment to be issued. The EDD has started issuing conditional payments due to the class action lawsuit settlement agreement. They must pay pending certifications if the claimant has received one or more unemployment payments previously, which you have, and has been pending for 2 weeks or longer. They will process that payment automatically and then later collect whatever information is needed from you. But they have up until September 30th to do that. So that's quite a while. Number two, you can call into customer service and you can use the phone tips that Michael is going to post to get through. Then the last option is probably the best option, which is contact your assembly member. Your assembly member, Michael can drop the link on how to locate them, is going to be able to take your information and act as a liaison between you and the EDD and work on your claim. They've been very helpful to people in the last month because they've been able to hire 2 additional staff members to help them with the EDD claimants because it's such a big problem. So contact your assembly member. All right. Albert at 408. Hi, I have a friend that is self-employed. He does side jobs. I'm wondering how I can help him collect unemployment. Can you please help us? Okay, so if your friend is self-employed, he can still, he can still apply for PUA. PUA is available only up until September 4th. So the program only has roughly a little over a month. A month? What day is it? Yes, a month left in it. So there's not much longer that he can collect this program. However, he could potentially backdate his claim a little ways back in order to collect some of the benefits during the point in time that he was affected by the pandemic. So what he's going to do is going to go to edd.ca.gov, file an application there, list that he was self-employed, list himself as his employer with his own address wherever his business is registered. If he's a contractor or a gig worker, he's going to list his own home address and himself as the employer. Then he's going to need to provide to the EDD how much net income he earned in self-employment and make sure that this is legal self-employment income that was claimed on a tax return because he's going to have to file documentation on it. Okay, scrolling down. Okay, got it. This one. All right, AD at 408. I applied for UI on July 6th. It's been 4 weeks now and I haven't gotten a decision yet, not even an interview appointment letter. Tried calling. Okay, yes. So UI, it's been 4 weeks. Okay, try filing a new claim and see if it lets you proceed. Make sure that you saw that confirmation screen at the very end and that you completed your ID verification. Did you complete all those steps? Because if not, then the application was not successfully submitted. So make sure that that was actually completed properly. Next, if it's been 4 weeks, their processing time is 3 weeks. So they should have gotten back to you by now, but they're not that much over their processing time. So next I would call into customer service. Michael's going to drop all the call tips for you guys so that you can get through a little faster and check on the status of your application. All right, Rosa Reyes at 408. Hi, Ginny. My nephew filed a claim and he got his EDD process. He received a notice with 0 wages and he's been checking on his account. He doesn't see a certify button. You think he didn't qualify? Yes. So he got a notice saying that he had 0 wages. Most likely his award letter probably was a $0 award. Did he receive an award letter yet? Once you receive the wage confirmation letter, that says what they earned within the last 18 months prior to their application. If it's all zeros, then he's not showing that he was employed. So he would not qualify to receive benefits unless he had a promise, a written promise to start a job that was canceled due to COVID or an approved reason such as that. Now, if he did work and did earn income and that wage report is incorrect, then he needs to write on there the accurate numbers and send in documentation to support that and send it back in, and the EDD should be able to correct it. But if it's a $0 award letter, then he is not awarded anything. So if he did receive the award letter, not just the wage letter, then he would need to file an appeal if he did in fact work and earn income in order to qualify. All right, scrolling down, breaking my stream. Oops. Broke it. All right, you guys, as a reminder, can't get all the questions. There's always so many, and I try to get as many as I can, but I do have to skip around because I can't get all of them. So if I don't get your question, re-ask it every 15 minutes, and I'll do my best to get as many as I can. Please try to not post the, you skipped my question 10 times, because that does slow me down, and then I can answer fewer questions. All right, MFAB29 at 412. I'm tier 2. Last payment was 7/17. 0 balance on 7/17. No certify button. No luck getting through. Okay. So you're tier 2. Your last payment was 7/17. So a couple weeks ago, you have a 0 balance then. Yes, so you won't be able to certify with a $0 balance. So once you reach a $0 balance, within about 1 week after reaching a $0 balance, you should receive an award letter stating that you've been awarded the next phase of the PEUC extension. I'm not sure if you received that award letter or not, but you went to 0 on 7/17, which was it's 2.5 weeks ago. So did you, MFAB 29, did you receive an award letter yet? If yes, then about a week after that award letter comes through, then you will see the ability to certify, and your claim balance will come shortly thereafter or right before. But if you haven't received an award letter, it's now 2.5 weeks later, you need to get a hold of the EDD, but you can't get through. So use the call tips that Michael has been posting in the chat. Try all of them. If you want to pay for a hold line, you can use Claimer because it works. But if you want to do it without having to pay money, then contact your assembly member. The call tricks also still work. The 134 works, but it takes a lot of tries. But contact your assembly member is the fastest, most efficient thing if you don't want to use a third-party service to get through. All right. Let's see, 413. What can I do? Please, what can I do to a pending profile? Okay, so if you are pending, first, I want you to make sure that your claim has not expired and that you're not required to file a new claim, because that's something you can fix yourself right away. So go in, if you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, go in UI Online, look at your claim start date. Count 12 months out after that. If you're beyond that 12 months, then your claim is expired. The EDD requires you to file a new claim if you did work and earn enough income within the last 18 months. So if that's the case, you're pending because your claim is expired and you need to file a new claim. If you did not work in the last 18 months, then you do not need to file a new claim. And that's not the problem. The other reasons for pending, right now, the major reason for people stuck in pending is if your claim is over a year old and you're on an extension, many people are pending due to a new quarter wage review. The EDD doesn't tell you this is why you're pending, but they stick your claim in pending until you call in and they're able to ask you a few questions about your claim. There are many other reasons why your claim could be pending, many different kinds of stop payment alerts. You might need to do a phone interview, but in general, there are 3 different things you can do. Number 1, you can wait because the EDD is now required to process what's called conditional payments. Conditional payments are required from a recent class action settlement agreement. The EDD must pay out pending certifications right away. Well, it's not right away, but they must start rolling them out if you have received 1 or more unemployment payments on your claim already, and if you've been pending for over 2 weeks. They're beginning to roll out these pending payments and push people to paid automatically, but they are allowed up until September 30th to complete the process. So it might not be the best case scenario for you to wait. Next, you can call the EDD and you can use all the phone tips that Michael is dropping in the chat box. And lastly, which has been really effective for people, so don't skip this one, is contacting your assembly member. Michael is going to drop the link, if he hasn't done so in a while, on how to contact your assembly member. They are going to ask you for your customer account number, your social security number, and have you sign a form. They then talk to the EDD on your behalf because they have a liaison assigned to their office. They're going to see what they can do to help push your pending to paid if possible. And in many cases, my subscribers do get pushed from pending to paid in a few days. Okay, 413, I got my payments. However, I just certified again for the past 2 weeks, and this is in pending status. Will I get this after the 2 weeks pending? Okay, so it's not, so while the EDD states that the conditional payments are applied if you've been pending for 2 weeks, that's not a time frame for when they deliver it. That's a condition for being eligible to receive it. So there's no telling exactly how long they will take to pay out that pending certification. They will eventually, but we don't know exactly when. So if you need it, I would continue to contact your assembly member or call customer service. You're very welcome. Okay, scrolling down. All right, let's see, I did that one. Jose, you're very welcome. Okay, Kimberly asked a question a second ago, but just wanted to add that you're on PUA. Okay, Kimberly, there it is. Okay, 415. I didn't get anything in the mail telling me that I have to search for work. Does this mean I don't have to? I'm searching, but I'm just wondering why I didn't get anything. Okay, so the EDD stated that PUA claimants would receive their work search requirement letter after July 25th. They technically stated that you're not required to perform work search activities until they inform you, but please still search for work. Please still select yes that you're looking for work. Why? Because otherwise you most likely will get stuck in pending. So please, yes, select yes and continue to look for work. Okay, scrolling down, that one, Mel at 421. Hi, my payment stopped on July 14th and it keeps letting me certify, but doesn't release the money. Okay, so it's stuck in pending once again. So hopefully you just heard my answer of what to do. If it's stuck in pending, you need to contact the EDD or contact your assembly member, or you can wait for the conditional payments to pay you out, but that is going to take up until September 30th. Okay, Patty Hayes at 423. What happens when you file in February and still haven't received anything? Okay, file. What did you file specifically? You filed in a brand new application, or you reached the end of your benefit year and you filed another application? I'm assuming that this is a new application. You filed in February. Were you issued an award letter? If so, was it a $0 award amount? Did you certify? If you certified, is it stuck in pending, not paid? What's the status? So Patty, I'm not quite sure any more details on your claim. You can let me know right now, and I'll check the most recent messages for a few more details from Patty in just a minute. Okay, let's see. I did that one. Mike D, you're welcome, Mike D. If we ever see you in public, will you take a picture with us? If we ask, yes, I would. So I'm a wedding photographer, and weddings are back, and weddings are like large groups of people. And sometimes people recognize me from YouTube, which is weird. It's like worlds colliding. Yes, I will give you a hug and I will take a picture with you. And I will, I don't know why you want a picture with me. Weird person on the internet. Okay. Noah at 424. Thank you for all your help. You answered more questions for me than the EDD has. You're very welcome. And I'm sorry that that's the case. Okay. Miguel, what about the 16 weeks pending? Miguel, I'm not sure. Okay, Miguel, I think you were the claimant who did work in Arizona following your claim, and you were asking about if you could continue to collect in California. If those pending weeks are pending on your claim before it expired, then yes, you should be able to collect those, unless you did not report your income from Arizona. I'm like holding it over here. This is Arizona. If you did not report that income from Arizona on your certifications, then you would not be able to collect those pending payments because you'd need to claim that income. But as long as you're eligible to receive those benefits, those pending certifications were before you did that work, then yes, you will be eligible to receive those old pending certifications. Okay, let me see if Patty sent more information. I don't see anything. Nope. Okay. Scrolling down. All right. K new at 425. Do you know if you can backdate more than twice? I'm trying to backdate a third time, and they're not saying anything back. Do you know if that would affect it? Can't tell you. What's the reason for multiple backdating? Did you really not know the start date of when you were unemployed originally? Or is it a case of maybe you felt that maybe you were unemployed, but you felt like you were asking for too much, or you didn't want to change your claim? I can't tell you if they have a maximum number. If they don't have a published maximum number of times that you can backdate, I personally I haven't collected unemployment in a long time, but when I was back in March or April and May, I did backdate a second time because I felt guilty backdating my own claim to when I was actually unemployed, and I didn't do it. And then I resubmitted it. And that was approved. So I don't think that it would be a problem unless you are not eligible. Now, you might not be eligible to have your backdate approved. And many people are asking this recently because many people are receiving their backdate request sent back as denied. This might be because the date that you're backdating to changes your claim too much. Your unemployment benefits, your weekly benefit award amount is based on your prior 18 months worth of earnings before your claim start date. Now, if you shift your claim start date, that whole basis for how they pay you and how much you are awarded is also shifted. So it could be denied based on that as well. Okay. Back over here. All right, Yulia at 425. I'm on my second extension. My claim balance went up to $18.96. I believe I am on PEUC. Will mine also end on September 4th? Yes, it will. If you are PEUC, which is going to be noted in your UI Online as PEUC, Tier 2 or Tier 2 augmentation, if you are PUA, then your benefits are going to end claim week ending September 4th. Following September 4th, on your next certification day, whether that's on the 5th or the week after, you're going to certify for claim week ending September 4th. That's going to be the last payout that you receive, and it's going to be the last time that you can collect PEUC or PUA and the $300 boost. Even if you have a balance, even if you have an award letter that says we've awarded you 29 more weeks, the program ends September 4th, so it will not exist, and you will not be able to collect remaining balances moving forward with that. Okay, let's see. 427. Hey, Ginny, I'm trying to certify and keep seeing an error code, E0020. What does this mean? I don't know what that means, but there are lots of errors with certification pages. Number one, my hair. Number one, keep refreshing the page. This sounds stupid, but keep doing it. Many report that when they see error messages on certification day or on the certification page, they refresh the page 20, 30 times. It comes through and it's just fine. Number two, go to your emails and look for an old email from the EDD in your personal email. Click on the blue link that is provided in that email to go access your UI Online, your certification page, and see if accessing it from there works, because it does work when the system goes down sometimes to access from there. Next, try clearing your cookies and your cache from your internet browser, or try accessing the site using the mobile version. When you log into the site, even if it's on a desktop or a laptop, you have an option to select the mobile site. Select that one because that site is much less glitchy than the other site, and see if you're able to certify that way. Did I get them all? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. 427, breaking the paradigm. Hey, can you maybe do an update on the MEUC? I applied 3 weeks ago and haven't heard anything about it. Yes, so I started this video with that update. Let me check my email as well right now, because the person I talked to in the media department has been talking to me about this today. No, he didn't send me anything recently as of the last hour. So MEUC boost. Here's what's going on. I don't have new information for you really. The MEUC boost applications went out, links sent out to apply. Claimants have applied, sent in their documentation. Many claimants are getting rejected when it seems as though they're sent in the proper documents. So I'm trying to figure that out with them. The other question that I have into them is claimants are still receiving broken links or don't have the application sent to them. Now, if you did not receive an application for MEUC Boost, which is a $100 boost per week for mixed earners because they were classified based only on one type of income, then you would need to have earned $5,000 or more of net income the year prior to your unemployment. If you did not receive the application, some might not be receiving it because they didn't claim this income on their application originally. That's why you're not receiving it. The other reason, I can't tell you why you're not receiving the application, but my contact did tell me that I told them that there's no paper application available anywhere, and he said, good flag, let me look into it. So we might have an update on that. I'm not sure. In terms of payout date, I have also asked him that, and he said that he is looking into it and will get back to me. I don't know how they need to look into all these things when they should have them set up and in place. David at 428. Hi, Ginny. What's going to happen for those on PUA on September 4th? David, watch my video that I put out yesterday. Michael, can you link my benefit year ending video that I put out yesterday in the chat? I thoroughly cover that topic and explain it, and it's really long and boring. So go watch it. I'm really selling myself here. So claim week ending September 4th is going to be the end of PUA, PEUC, and the $300 boost. So what happens on September 4th? The next day, or your next certification day, if you're not set to certify on September 5th, you're going to certify for claim week ending September 4th. You will then receive that payout for claim week ending September 4th along with the boost for that week. But then after that, you can no longer access any additional benefits for PUA or PEUC. Now, September 4th, the EDD has also stated that Fed Ed, which is an extension for regular unemployment claims based on the unemployment rate, is most likely going to no longer be available based on the current rates. So anticipate that to go away. So that means if you are collecting PEUC, you will most likely not be able to go on a Fed Ed extension. The next time you could collect benefits would be when your year ends, if you are able to file a new claim because you did earn some amount of wages. That would be the way that you would get benefits next. PUA, the program ends. There's unfortunately nothing next for you unless we have changes in Congress. Okay, let's see, 429. Hi, Jenny, good afternoon. I'm on tier 2 augmentation. How come they still ask me 3 work searches per week? Okay, they're changing this. So my contact at the EDD's media department sent me a copy of his email with the tech department and showed me the changes that they're making to the certification form because I keep bugging them about this. So they're going to, let me pull this up. I sent it to Shelly, so I have to get it from that message from her. Okay, so they stated that, let's see, today's deployment will update for PEUC claimants and all tiers to have the same behavior as UI claimants. No requirement to look for 3 work search activities. So it's going to be the same certification questions, but then they're going to change the display of acceptable work search activities. So right now it only asks for the employer that you contacted. It doesn't give you an option to enter in all of the possible approved work search activities. So they're going to change that. Then they're going to change the clarification of the text that displays what work search activities are acceptable. And then they're going to change the language that states that you must look for 3 job contacts. So they're fixing this. Tell me if it's fixed on the next certification day because I will believe it when I see it. To clarify, for those of you that are wondering your certification requirements, the EDD states if you're Fed Ed, you must look for you must perform 3 work search activities per week. And you must note those work search activities in your biweekly certifications. If you're a UI, PEUC, or PUA, the EDD states you are required to perform 1 or more work search activities, and noting them in your certifications is not required. All right, I did that one. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to drink water because that's a lot of talking. It says coffee, but it's water. Does that bother you? It bothers me. Okay. Deion Jones at 4:31. Hi, Ginny. I requested for my back date a while ago, and I just recently received an email telling me that I should be expecting a bunch of numbers form. I don't know what that entails and how that affects my back date. I don't know those numbers, but you can type in EDD and that code in Google, and I bet that form explanation would pop up. So search for that. But most likely that form is just going to be either an award letter or a denial letter for your backdating request. So you're just going to wait on them to approve it or deny it. Hopefully they approve it for you. Okay, whoa, I lost my spot. Scrolling up. While I'm looking for a timestamp closer to where I was, I'm doing another live stream tomorrow, you guys, it's a weird time. It's going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow because I'm traveling. So, okay. John, I'm a regular at 4:37. I'm regular UI, started on November 1st, 2020, and will end on October 30th, 2020, but my balance will be 0 on September 4th. Do I get update on my balance? Okay, your regular UI, and you're going to end October 30th, 2000. I think you mean 2021. But your balance will be 0 on September 4th. No. So regular UI, you're going to use up all of your UI weeks. UI claims are awarded 26 weeks. Once you get all the way down to 0, if it was before September 4th, next you would be awarded the PEUC extension, which would pay out benefits up until PEUC extension ends on September 4th. PEUC as a program ends September 4th. It does not continue after that unless we happen to get additional legislation in Congress, which we do not have currently. So it is going to end September 4th. Because your balance is going to reach 0 September 4th, you will not receive a PEUC extension. Now, Fed Ed, which is an additional extension to unemployment, which is based on the state unemployment rate, is stated that it will likely not be available after September 4th. The EDD stated this in a recent press release, and I did a video on it. So most likely, no, you will not receive an extension there. The only possibility for an extension for UI after PEUC ends and after Fed Ed is no longer available is a California training extension. A California training extension is different, and it means that you are applying for a training extension by the 16th week of your unemployment benefits. You have to apply by the 16th week. And it means that the EDD approves a training program for you to go to training for some sort of a new skill set so that you can re-enter the workforce with those skills. That's the only possibility once PEUC and Fed Ed are gone, unless you reach the end of your benefit year and you can then file a new claim based on new wages. Okay. Mel, how do you know what kind of claim you have? To know what kind of claim you have, go to UI Online. Click on the History tab up in the top area, and then click on your most recent paid transaction. There you're going to be able to see the program type, and it's going to either say UI, which is regular unemployment, Fed Ed, which is a Fed Ed extension, PEUC, Tier 2 augmentation. Those are all PEUC extensions. Or it's going to say disaster assistance or DUA, which actually means PUA. Why can't they call them what they mean? I don't know, but I wish they did. Okay. Oh, I'm slamming things. Let me get my chat back up here. Broken. Everything's broken. What has MEUC Boost been covered? Yes. Watch the beginning of the video. I go over it pretty thoroughly if you backtrack and go there. Okay. I would make a terrible politician. I'm far too silly for that. All right, Easy Dimes at 4:38. I recently received my 29-week extension, but I'm certifying now, and it started at 7:14 and should have started at 4:21. What can I do? Okay, so if you were just awarded an extension, were you able to certify previously and those are stuck in pending? Because those should move to paid. Once they actually award you your extension, those pending certifications, I'm having trouble, should move from pending to paid automatically once they update your claim in UI Online. If you did not certify for them, but they're still there, then you'll want to certify for them. If you weren't able to certify for them, or if they have moved to not paid or disqualified, then you will need to contact the EDD. And Michael can drop all the call tips on how to get through. Additionally, you could also contact your assembly member if you are unable to reach the EDD. All right. Gabe at 4:39. Hi, Ginny. Start date for PUA is 6/27. Submitted 2 backdate requests on 7/18 and 7/29 as I was unaware of the program this whole time. $13,700 are my 4-quarter averages. I can backdate, correct? Okay, so you're going to need to apply and see what they say. So if you, let's see, what was your date? Start date 6/27. Okay, because your claim started in June of this year, you can only backdate as early as December 6th. Why? Because that's the new rule. If you applied previously and you applied on or before December 26th, then you would be able to backdate as early as February 2nd. But because you applied 12/27 or later, the earliest you can backdate is going to be 12/6. So you can apply to backdate as early as that. Now, with that being said, if your backdate comes back rejected, which it could potentially be due to you having a difference in wages during the new base period. So when you backdate a claim, they shift your whole claim. They look at the year before your unemployment claim's worth of income in order to determine your weekly benefit award amount. If you backdate, then it shifts that, and they're looking at a new period. So it could potentially change your claim, which would then issue you an overpayment. So if it's denied, try requesting it a week, 2 weeks, even a month closer to your original claim date of 6/27 and see what you're able to get approved for. All right, let's see, Keith at 4:40. Hi, Ginny, I received a notice of conditional payment pending eligibility review in July. Also have 4 weeks of disqualification from March and then was paid following weeks. Okay, so if you are going to be eligible for conditional payments, but you have 4 disqualifications. Okay, the disqualifications, you're going to need to contact the EDD about that. You can contact your assembly member, but choose which one is going to be the best for you to try first. Try to get through to the EDD. If you can't, then contact your assembly member. Disqualified and not paid, you're going to need some sort of help from EDD customer service in order to switch that decision. Disqualified would mean that you weren't eligible for benefits for those weeks for some reason. So I can't tell you why. You're going to need to find that out from the EDD. Now, if you receive conditional payments, they are not going to pay out your disqualified weeks because those weeks were not marked as pending. The conditional payments are only for pending weeks, not weeks that were disqualified. So make sure that you call in or contact your assembly member if you cannot get through. All right, Maggie at 4:41. Hi, Ginny. I was awarded another PEUC extension on 7/26, but I still see a $0 balance. It also says I have to return on 8/8. How much longer will I receive benefits? Okay, so if you're awarded an extension on 7/26 and you see a $0 balance, 7/26 was, let's see, what year is it? I don't even know. Okay, so you're a little over a week there. So next you're going to return on 8/8 to certify. You might certify and still see a $0 balance because sometimes the claim balance doesn't populate until right after you certify. So I would still go and certify because you've received the award letter. Now, how much longer will you receive benefits? PEUC is going to end claim week ending September 4th. So regardless of how much they awarded you, the program will end September 4th. So that's how long you'll be able to receive those benefits. Okay, Cindy at 4:42. What does not paid mean? I'm on PEUC. Okay, not paid means that they have decided that they're not going to pay you for those weeks. So not paid is kind of a little bit better than disqualified. It could be, regardless, you need to contact the EDD to fix a not paid or disqualified status. But if oftentimes what we're seeing is when people have pending payments on their UI or PEUC or Fed Ed claims, and they did not file a new claim on time and they were required to do so, their pending certifications are going to be pending because the claim is expired. And then those eventually move to not paid because it's an expired claim. So if that's your case, then your pendings move to not paid because your claim expired and you needed to file a new claim. If that's not the case, then you're going to need to contact the EDD. All right, make sure nothing's on fire over here. Let me get a drink of water. All right, did that one. Scroll down, hi-lo Rambo. Okay. So I did that question already. That's a repeat. 445. Hi, Jenny. Gonna correct you because it's Jenny. My claim year, I think that's year, is good till 11/14/2021. My claim balance is $0 balance from 5/24. Okay, so if you are at a $0 balance since 5/24, your claim year has not expired. The EDD should have awarded you an extension. They should have extended you with an additional PEUC extension. They should do this automatically within 2 weeks of reaching zero. They haven't done so since May. I'm really sorry to hear that. So you're going to need to take some action. You need to call EDD. Michael's going to drop all of the call tips on how to get through to the EDD, how to use Claimer to get a hold line, all the phone numbers you could try, or you can contact your assembly member if you cannot get through. So do all of those, but you need to call in and get that extension applied. Okay, Eric at 445. EDD paid me conditional payments for weeks ending in July, but I did not receive payments for weeks ending in May. Makes no sense. Okay, hold on. I'm getting over a non-COVID cold. My voice is losing itself. All right. The EDD pays you conditional payments for weeks ending in July, but not in May. What were those payment statuses in May? Were they pending, not paid, disqualified? If they're pending, were they on an old expired claim? If yes, then those won't get paid out because the claim is expired. So check that and see. Maybe you filed a new claim, but those were pending on an old expired claim. That would explain that. In that case, then you would need to either call customer service and get them to migrate those pending weeks over to your new claim, or you would need to try to backdate your new claim using askedd.edd.ca.gov. If that's not the case, or if they're marked as not paid, disqualified, you have to contact the EDD, unfortunately. Now, they also potentially could be doing 2 different sweeps on your account to process these pendings. They could be pending for different reasons. Conditional payments don't have any set structure published on exactly what order they're processing payments in, etc. Because the claims are so nuanced, they're so different with all their different reasons and sections of different extensions, etc. Your pending certifications might have been in different chunks for different reasons. So they also still could get processed automatically through conditional payments if they're pending and the claim isn't expired, but it could be done at a different time. Bottom line, contact EDD and contact your assembly member if you cannot get through. Okay, 446, Mike Kelly. Sorry if you already answered this. I'm stuck in pending for my certified weeks. Should I try to file a new claim either way? Is it true that the page will stop me if I don't need to refile? Okay, so if you are pending for your certified weeks, first look in the UI online. If you're UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, look at your claim start date and count 12 months out. If you're beyond those 12 months, then your claim has expired and you might need to file a new claim. You're going to be required to file a new claim if you worked within the last 18 months and earned enough wages in order to qualify. If you're not sure, then yes, you are right. You can file a new claim and see if it lets you proceed. If it does not let you proceed, then you are not supposed to file a new claim. If it does, then yes, you are required to. This is what the EDD says. Now, if that's not the reason, if your claim isn't expired, you're not over a year old, then you're pending for another reason. It could be a new quarter wage review if your claim is over a year old and you already had an extension applied. It can be a stop payment alert based on how you certified or information they need to collect over an interview. If you're pending, 3 things you can do. Number 1, and it's not the need to file a new claim. Number 1 is you wait for a conditional payment to be processed. The EDD is required now from the class action settlement agreement to process pending payments if the claimant, number 1, has received an unemployment payment previously on their claim, and number 2, has been pending for over 2 weeks. If that's you, then the EDD must process your pending certifications by September 30th. That takes a while. So next, you can call the EDD and ask them about your pending certifications, or you can call your assembly member and they should be able to help you in most cases. And Michael can drop the link for all of those. Yuli, you're very welcome. Kay, thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. Hi, Scotty. Robert at 447. I've certified for 3 weeks. I have not been paid for 3 weeks. Okay. What type of a claim are you? What point in the process are you? Robert, if you let me know, I will check my most recent chat over here. So if you are a brand new claim, if you are a new claim, or if you had to file a new claim and were awarded a new claim, your certifications are going to be pending for the first up to about 3 weeks while your claim is in what's called a UISD review, where they perform additional fraud checks. During that point in time, you have to wait for the pending to clear because they're performing those checks and there's no way to speed it up. But if it goes beyond 3 weeks, then you need to contact customer service or your assembly member if you cannot get through. Now, if that's not your case, if you are not a new claim, then you are most likely pending for a different reason. It could be a new quarter wage review if you're a claim that's over a year old, or it could be some sort of stop payment alert. Contact your assembly member, contact customer service, or you can wait for a conditional payment to come through. But if you're a brand new claim, you will not be eligible for a conditional payment. So it depends on where you're at in the process here. Okay. Scrolling down. I'm going to pull this one right now. Debbie, I see Debbie is asking, please discuss and advise how to access your new chat that's being promoted. Thanks. Okay. So let me pull the link real quick because I don't have it. What did I call it? I'm going to pull the link. So I made a forum. Let me get it. That's not it. Hey, Michael. Michael, can you pull my community forum video from my channel homepage? In that video, there's a link. Can you pull either the video or the link for the community support forum? I made a forum that you can opt into. That is, it's not on YouTube. It's a private platform on one of my websites. And it's a back to work support group. I'm not answering your questions in there about EDD. It's more of just for you guys to connect with each other and find support, because there's been a lot of my subscribers who have let me know that they have a lot of either troubles finding work, anxiety surrounding finding work, issues that are coming up, emotional struggles, problems returning to work in many different levels. And it's scary for you guys to lose benefits abruptly all at once and have it be gone and have to transition into the next phase here. So I made a community forum for you guys to go and join. Michael can drop that link there. there's a coupon code in that video also. It's $1 to join, but it's free right now. So just join for free. Talk to each other, find support. I'll check in there every once in a while, but it's mostly for you guys to connect to each other on a different level, because YouTube has a lot of trolls. It has a lot of people that will click into a video and leave you judgmental comments on your comment. And I wanted you guys to have a safer space to be able to connect with each other during a really sensitive point in time. So I made that forum so that you guys can have a different place to connect. Okay, Julian. Julian is giving out his opinion. All right, Joshua, 448. Hey, my payments are pending. I called and was told I had to file a new claim, but I figured out that I can't because I didn't earn wages in the last 18 months. What should I do? Okay, so if you are not required to file a new claim because you did not earn wages, the EDD will automatically extend you. They haven't. How long have you been pending? I'm not sure how long you've been pending. So if you did not work and earn enough wages within the last 18 months, you are no longer required to file a new claim. The EDD will automatically apply a PEUC extension to your claim, which will pay you out up until claim week ending September 4th. At that point in time, PEUC ends. Now, this should be done automatically. You should hit a $0 balance or your year ends. And then about a week later, they should award you that extension automatically. And a week after that, you should be able to certify. But if they don't do it automatically, you need to call the EDD. Michael is dropping all the call tips in the chat box frequently. So use all the call tips. And if you cannot get through, then you will need to contact your assembly member. Okay. Robert at 448, I've certified for 3 weeks and have not been paid. Okay, so you are going to either await the conditional payments, and I just discussed this, so I'm going to just say it real fast. Await the conditional payments, contact customer service, or contact your assembly member for those pending weeks, unless you are a brand new claim. If you're a brand new claim, unfortunately, you have to wait for the UISD review to perform additional fraud checks. All right, Benjamin at 448. I have gotten payments up to 12/26/2020. EDD is asking for my 2019 taxes. Do you think I will get paid all the remaining balance? My benefit year ends September 4th. I have no remaining balance. You're asking if I think you'll get paid, but you're also stating that they're asking you for tax documents. Are you providing them with tax documents? And you're wondering if that's going to fix everything and you'll be okay? Or are you trying to ask, can you get paid without providing tax documents? You will need to provide tax documents. If they ask for it, you must provide it. You're going to need to substantiate the income that you said that you earned, and they're going to want to see your tax documents. So will you get paid the remaining balance? Your claim is going to end if you are PUA or PEUC. I can't tell which type of claim you are. Your claim is going to end September 4th, and you won't collect any additional payments after September 4th. If you are required to submit that documentation and you do not submit it, then you will be issued an overpayment, because your balance is going to then reflect someone that does not have proof of income. They will hopefully not disqualify you altogether. What seems to happen is that they recalculate your benefit award amount down to the minimum, which is $167 a week on PUA. They then would collect any overpayments that were issued to you. So make sure you send in your tax documentation on that so that you can prove that you earned the income that you claimed on your application. Okay, where's my water? Okay, Maggie at 449. Hi, Jenny. You answered my previous question. After the PEUC extension is up on September 4th, will I be able to apply for a regular UI claim? Okay, so your PEUC right now. If you're collecting PEUC currently, PEUC is going to end claim week ending September 4th. You will not be able to collect any remaining balance after that. Many people are asking, can I get it in a lump sum? No, the program's going to end. So what comes next is what you're asking. So if you are on PEUC September 4th, the EDD has stated that the only other extension available, which is Fed Ed, the EDD has stated is likely to no longer be available September 4th, based on the unemployment rate and the projections that they have for it. So most likely you will not be able to collect a Fed Ed extension. Now, can you apply for a regular UI claim? You must first finish out your benefit year. You cannot file a new claim unless you reach the end of your benefit year. So when does your benefit year end? When you reach the end of your benefit year, which is 12 months after your claim start date for UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, then you can file a new UI claim, but you must have earned enough wages in order to qualify for it because there are no more federal extensions. All right. 449. Hi, Ginny. I'm going to correct it again. You guys, I say my name at every video. Don't you have it ingrained in your brain? My claim year is good till 11/14/2021, and claim balance is $0 from 5/24/21. I did not get any certification extension letter like they stated. I have been calling every day and no luck. Okay, so you're still within your claim year, but you hit a zero balance at 5/24. Okay, you've been calling and calling. So just plain old calling isn't working. You can use the 134 phone trick if you want. You can use Claimer if you want to have a hold line call you back, and that will get you through. And if your call is dropped, then they will keep sending you hold lines. I think they do 10 callbacks now is the current number, but if you don't ever connect, they keep connecting you. But I would contact my assembly member if I were you, because you've been waiting a long time. Contact your assembly member. Michael's going to drop the link. They are going to ask you for your customer account number, your social security number. Their office most likely has those 2 employees designated to helping EDD claimants because they were recently allotted that in their budget to hire onto employees in order to help with that workflow. They then are going to communicate with the EDD on your behalf because they have a liaison assigned to their office, and most likely they will be able to help you with that. Okay. Armando at 450. Should I add the work search if I'm PUA? PUA work search requirements include doing 1 or more work search activity per week. You should keep some sort of record yourself should the EDD ever ask for it, but you are not required to input it in your biweekly certifications. So you are okay to select yes that you are looking for work and then not input the details if you so choose. Okay, Mark at 450. Hi, Ginny. I was auto-filed for extension, but my balance is still 0 and expected to certify on the 8th. Okay, so if you receive an award letter for an extension, you're going to receive the award letter about a week later. Then you will be able to certify and your balance will then populate. For some claims, they see the balance populate before they certify, and for others, it comes right after. So as long as you receive that letter and you have a certify date, then you should be good. All right, let's see, 450. Eddie. Sorry, Eddie, I need water. How does the EDD expect people who are on Social Security and who are temporarily out of work due to the pandemic, are their work programs shut down because of it? You know, Eddie, I'm not sure what you're asking here. Can you clarify your question? And I'll look for it in the chat and I'll try to give you some help. Lisa Love at 451. I'm on a second conventional UI claim. The 26 weeks will exhaust the dollars week ending week ending September 11th. Will I qualify for Fed Ed? The EDD has stated that they do not believe that Fed Ed will be available after September 4th. So I have videos on this that explains it in more depth, but the EDD stated that they do not believe that it will be available. So no, I would not count on collecting Fed Ed after that. That could change because it is determined based on the unemployment rate. Now, the EDD, their publication that they have live, and I've been asking the media department about this, their publication that they have live that explains all of the Fed Ed information states 6% and that it is calculated on the insured unemployment rate. But there's no date on this publication and there's nothing else published anywhere. Now, all the YouTube channels are stating 6%, but I'm the only one that shares this publication, and I kind of think they all got that 6% from me. Now, this 6%, the EDD doesn't state anywhere else anything differently other than this one PDF that's available. But what they released to me when they issued that press release stating that Fed Ed was being decreased from 20 weeks down to 13 weeks and likely to end September 4th, I asked them why. I said, send me the documentation, please, so that I can see it from the Department of Labor. And they sent it to me. And what that documentation states is that somewhere along the line, California opted in to not use the insured unemployment rate, but instead to use the total unemployment rate. What that means is that many of you are unemployed W-2 earners and you're insured unemployed. Many of you are PUA claimants. You're not insured. They're using the total unemployment rate. It brings it up. Instead of 6%, we have to be at 6.5%. And I have the publication right here. Let's see. Yes, for the most recent 3 months has to be at least 6.5%. So that's why they're saying that they think that it's going to go down that far. It's not 6%, it's 6.5 because they have this unpublished change that they don't list anywhere on their website. So that is the reason why. Okay. Sana at 4:52, please help. I claim October 2020 through March 2021, paid through, ended March as I found work, reopened May 2021, awaiting an interview, pending, 0, paid to date. Am I eligible for conditional payments? Okay, if you reopened an old claim and you were paid out an unemployment payment on that claim that you're on, then yes, you would qualify for conditional payments because you're pending, because you received one or more payments and you've been pending over 2 weeks. But if this is a new claim, a brand new claim, then you would not be eligible. It sounds like this is an old claim that you did receive payments on, though. So I do believe that you were. Okay, Lauren. Hi, Lauren. 4:52. I got my additional instructions letter for PUA. I certify for the first time on Sunday with the new work search requirements. Do you feel for PUA? We put yes, we are looking for work, optional to list activities. Yes, it is optional. They do state that that is optional. It shouldn't cause any problems. What would cause problems is selecting no to did you look for work. So select yes, and then the EDD has stated that you can skip over listing your activities. There's not really a reason to skip it, though. If you did it, you might as well just type it in just to be safe. But yes, you are permitted to skip those. Okay. Let's see. Oops, I skipped too far. I'm going to be backtracking a little bit, but this is at 5:19. Hi, Ginny. My last payment of PEUC Tier 2 on August 29th. Is EDD still granting me that PEUC for week 30 through September 4th? Okay, so that last week before the program expires. They owe it to you, yes. So, but it will be paid out probably later in the future. So when you reach a $0 balance on August 29th, after certifying for your remaining Tier 2 balance, a week after that, you should have an award letter, and then you should have claim balance added, because they're not awarding you a claim for a week that is in the future. They're awarding a claim right after that prior claim exhausted. So I do believe that you will receive that award letter, but it will take up to 2 weeks for it to come. And you should be able to certify for that week because you are entitled to it. If for some reason it doesn't come through, then make sure you contact customer service or your assembly member. Okay. This is the one that I see. No, I can't answer your question because it's not right here. Okay, so you guys, I get tons of messages. I do my very best to do as many as I can. Retype your question every 15 minutes. But the ones like this, you guys, they just slow me down. Sharon Nicholas, I just saw EDD is going to continue benefits because of new virus. No. Link me to your source. Where are you seeing this? Claim week ending September 4th. PUA, PEUC, $300 boost is set to expire. So you will not be able to receive any payouts for PUA or PEUC of the $300 boost after September 4th. I'm going to guess, who is my claimant that told me this? Sharon, tell me where you're seeing this because I have a guess. I am guessing that you logged into UI Online and on your dashboard, you saw new federal legislation extends the PUA program. Don't file a new claim. If that's what you saw, that is the language that has always been on PUA dashboards since the December legislation. That is not a new message, but I have had at least 5 of my viewers bring that up to me within the last 2 days. For some reason, some claimants did not see that text there. I don't know if they just didn't see it or if it actually is coming on for the first time. But if that's the reason why, that is not a new program. That is the December legislation, and that ends September 4th. Ginny for president, Ginny for local mayor, Ginny for everything. Oh gosh, I would make a terrible politician. I'm very silly. Okay. All right, more questions. That one, ABCD at 518. I've been judgmental before, judgmental of me, humbled now because Ginny never was, totally professional, never dropped the ball on us. Now we have a new forum, a happy place. She'll help millions find a new career before EDD. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You know, you're not and I'll get back to questions, but I'm going to address this real quick. You're not the only viewer that has come back to me, and I don't remember your negative comments to me, and now I'm going to go look them up because I'm curious. But I have had other viewers before that have said very nasty things to me, and sometimes I will just mute the viewer on the channel and pay no mind to it, and sometimes I leave them there. And there's been others that have said very mean things that have come back around to apologize because I helped them with something. And I really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. 518, I had a W-2 and a 1099-G for 2020 tax year. The EDD sent a notice that my benefit amount increased twice. But when I asked them why I'm not receiving this, they said I'm on extension, so it doesn't count. Okay, hold on. You had a W-2 and a 1099-G for 2020. EDD sent you a notice that your benefit amount increased. When you asked them, okay, I'm not sure why you had an increase. If they sent you a notice that your benefit amount increased, it sounds like maybe you were initially awarded something that had incorrect wages reported on it. You maybe sent in that documentation. They approved an increase, but then they didn't actually apply it to your claim. They said you're on extension, so it doesn't count. The extension is going to be an extension of your UI claim. Your UI claim weekly benefit award amount can still be changed if it wasn't accurately reported. But what you're saying here is that you have W-2 income and 1099 income. That's the problem there. The customer service rep didn't go over this with you, and they should have. You cannot be classified by both sets of income. With unemployment, you are classified as a UI claim if you have $1,400 or more of W-2 earnings, regardless of any other self-employment income. Even if you had like $70,000 of self-employment income and $1,400 worth of W-2 income, your weekly benefit award amount would be based on that $1,400. This is why we have the mixed earners boost, which doesn't make up for the fact, but it helps a little bit. That's why you're not going to be qualified for more, most likely. I have had one viewer who has succeeded in getting their benefit, and it's bad grandpa. Next step for you is to contact your assembly member. Customer service isn't helpful. Try your assembly member and see if you're able to collect that award amount that they issued to you. Okay. Mike Kelly, you're very welcome. Julio at 519, I've been pending payment since July 18th. They only paid me 1 week when I certified for those 2 weeks. I recently also certified for my last 2 weeks, total of 3 weeks pending. Okay, so if July 10th, claim week ending July 10th, many of you are pending claim week ending July 10th and onwards. If you are a claim that is over a year old, most likely you're a PEUC or Fed Ed, the EDD requires, broken microphone, hold on. Please don't unplug. The EDD requires you to undergo what's called a new quarter wage review, but they don't tell you that. Instead, you go into pending, and then after waiting and pending, you have to call in. They ask you a few questions to see if you've earned wages in the last quarter, and then they clear the pending. So there's a few things you can do. If you are currently pending, you can, number one, await conditional payments. Conditional payments will mean that the EDD will automatically push you to paid if you, number one, have received 1 or more payments on your claim previously, and number 2, have been pending for over 2 weeks. If that's you, then the EDD is required to pay out your pending by September 30th. It's a long time. So you most likely will want to call customer service, or what's most effective is contacting your assembly member. I can't stress this enough, you guys. I've said it so many times, and you guys, some of you like when I repeat information and kind of recycle videos because you guys are asking those questions and you need to hear it again. And some of you get real irritated when I repeat myself. But contact your assembly member if you haven't done so and you can't get through to the EDD. Michael's going to drop the link. They've been very helpful to many in getting them pushed from pending to paid. Okay, I already did yours, Mickey. Center at 5:20. Notified my claim would expire on 6/19/2021. I submitted a new claim on 6/13. How can I check the status of the new claim? Okay, so unfortunately you can't check the status of a new claim, but you submitted it 6/13. That's quite a while ago. You'll want to make sure that it went through properly. Did you see a confirmation at the end? Did you complete the ID verification? If no, then maybe it didn't submit properly. And then you would, in that case, resubmit. But not paid certifications are because your old claim was expired. Those are all going to be pending or not paid. So on your new claim, if it's been that long, you've been waiting over 3 weeks, call into customer service or contact your assembly member to check on the status since it's been so long. For your not paid payments, you are going to need to migrate those over to your new claim after your new claim is approved. You're going to have to either do that through customer service or try backdating your claim on Ask EDD. Okay, Pato at 5:19, $3,000 left in my UI, will be gone by the end of September 5th. Will I get an extension automatically? Will I get the $300 boost? I am still in my 12 months. Okay, so you're within your benefit year. You have $3,000 left on UI. It's going to be gone by September 5th. Will you get an extension? Okay. Sorry, you guys. I had to read these questions so many times because they're so complicated. All right. So PEUC extension, PUA, and the $300 boost all end claim week ending September 4th. On September 5th, there will no longer be a PEUC extension available. The program will have ended. No, you will not receive a PEUC extension. What about Fed Ed? Fed Ed is stated that it will likely end by September 4th. The EDD has stated likely because Fed Ed is based on the statewide total unemployment rate. The total unemployment rate must be 6.5% or above. You're saying, Ginny, that's a different number than you used to say. Yes, it is. Go watch my recent videos on Fed Ed and I will explain it. So Fed Ed most likely is not going to be available. Can you get the $300 boost? No. After claim week ending September 4th, you will not receive the $300 boost. So what's next for you? Well, your UI, you're going to have to wait till the end of your benefit year. And then once you reach the end of your benefit year, you can file a new regular UI claim, but you must have earned enough wages in order to qualify. All right, take a break for water and see what's happening here. All right. ABCD says, holy moly, you got my question. Yes, it's complicated. Okay. Yeah, forward it to your assembly member's office. SBB 333, Ginny Warriors Assemble. Thank you. Michelle, thank you for reminding people to like the video. It really helps you guys. The engagement and comments and the video likes really helps it. YouTube is weird and it has things that it likes and it chooses certain videos to show to more people. If you guys appreciate my channel, please always drop me 5 comments of just random emojis or tell me weird things that you want to say about your day in the video comments. It really, really helps. So I always appreciate that. Okay, Flubber Lane, thank you very much. Okay. Scrolling down, MB at 5:20. Oh, it's 5:40 already, you guys. I have to go in 5 minutes. I'm going not too far out of town, but I'm going out of town for a wedding tomorrow to work. So I have to pack up everything. I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow from my Airbnb. So it's going to be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So it's a weird off time. So if I didn't get to your question today, there'll be another stream tomorrow. Okay, MB, tax auditor approved my tax documents, but system's still disqualifying. She's clueless. So what happens if my appeal date falls after September 4th? I shouldn't have to appeal. It was when the auditor already approved it. Okay, tax auditor approved your tax documents, but still so tax auditor is different from the EDD. Are you talking about someone that's working within the EDD or are you talking about a tax auditor? So I can't comment on that, but it sounds like you have an appeal. If your appeal date falls after September 4th, you're still appealing benefits that were within the covered period for your benefits. So you're entitled to those payments if you win your appeal. So yes, you should be able to be paid out going forward with that. Okay, let me refresh this. I'm going to take a couple more questions, maybe 2 or 3 more questions before I have to go. Baby Chill, you're very welcome. Okay. Mark Baker at 5:39. Will I be able to backdate my UI/PEUC claim after September 4th? You guys, so I don't watch a lot of the other channels' videos because I'm constantly busy with everything with my own channel, but with all the other things in my life and my businesses. But I do every once in a while, like watch one here and there. Or I will search because people steal my videos and then post them as a fraudulent account. So I always search and report that. But there was one that said something that made me really worry. There was one channel that stated wait and backdate after September 4th for PUA and PEUC. Please don't do that. No, I would not expect EDD to approve a backdating request after a program expires. I would backdate now. If you are trying to backdate a PEUC UI claim, you might be able to, but I would not expect the EDD to approve backdating a program that has expired. I would see no reason why you would want to wait to do that. Backdating your claim can sometimes result in difficulties with your claim. I've had a few subscribers where it really affected their claim and they were pending for a very long time. The majority of subscribers don't get stuck in pending when they backdate. What they experience is a denial of their backdate request because they're requesting a date that's too far back and then they just simply push the request further out. So I would not wait to do it. If you want the backdate, I would do it before the program expires. Maggie, thank you for answering my question. You're very welcome. The benefit year reads 5/3/2020. Does this mean that if it's been a year, I can apply for regular UI after my PEUC claim expires on 9/4? If your benefit year is 5/3 and it has expired, yes. Yes. For those of you that were UI claims or you're collecting PEUC now or Fed Ed, once you end your benefits and the PEUC extension ends September 4th, If you've reached the end of your benefit year, 12 months after your claim start date, you can file a new UI claim if you earned enough wages in order to qualify. Most of you, unfortunately, won't have earned enough wages, but if you did, then definitely file a new claim. Okay. Pato, you're very welcome. Adrian, hello. That's Michael. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, there's a question. All right, Kevin from 540. I recently applied and was approved for PUA on 7/18. I was affected by COVID-19 4/14/2021. So I asked for backdating the date. How long should I wait? And is that date too far back? How far back? You are potentially eligible to backdate as early as 12/6 based on when your claim was started. But the only reasons why it would potentially be denied, it would most likely be if you earned very different wages in the new base period. So you're PUA, so you're most likely self-employed. Self-employed income goes up and down. It goes all over the place depending on your industry and the type of work you do. So it could get denied, but that's not backdating too far back. So hopefully it doesn't. There's no set time frame for approving the backdates. Some people get them approved in the same week. Some people wait several months. Unfortunately, there's no set time. Okay, you guys, I'm going to take one last question here. Thank you. How do we know if our payments are conditional? I'm afraid to use the money in case they say I need to give it back. This is a good one to answer. Okay, so all of the payment. Let me start fresh. This chair is so uncomfortable, you guys. Every live, it's so painful. The chair is like legitimately broken and about to snap in half. But I don't ever buy new things, so it's still here. Okay, so conditional payments are issued to pending certifications. If you had 1 week that is stuck in pending, if you had one unemployment payment paid out on your claim previously or more, and you've been pending for 2 weeks or longer, then the EDD may issue you a conditional payment. These are called conditional payments because most oftentimes your claim is pending because the EDD needs to conduct an interview or collect some piece of information from you. Now, you might be pending for a different reason. You might have a stop payment alert, which is very easy to switch. But for those of you that have an interview, or for those of you that must submit income verification, address verification, other documentation, these payments are awarded to you. You're pushed from pending to paid conditionally. If the EDD tries to collect that information from you later on down the line, and you either do not provide it, do not answer their requests, or if they find that you are not eligible for benefits, then they will take the payments back. They will issue you an overpayment notice. You will have to pay it back. Not only is it important to make sure that you are aware of your requirements to comply with the EDD's request for information. So you have to be available for the phone interview. You have to take the calls. You have to provide them the documentation that they need. But you have to also know that you are eligible to receive benefits. So you're afraid to use the money. So let me first ask you, are you eligible to receive the benefits? When you certified and you went into pending, were you eligible to receive benefits? Are you unemployed due to no fault of your own or a COVID-related reason? If yes, then you would be eligible for those benefits. But if you are someone who is PUA and you're self-employed, do you have the documentation needed in order to back up that statement? So if you claim self-employment income, but you didn't file your taxes and you didn't pay taxes on that, then you would be someone who would need to hold that conditional payment because the EDD might want it back. If you're someone who isn't actually supposed to be receiving benefits, you don't qualify, then the EDD is going to want that payment back. So when you guys have your phone interviews, I want to make sure that you understand that the EDD is going to they're going to ask you A series of questions about your eligibility. Some of those questions, the representatives aren't great at interpreting your answers. The questions are going to include, are you available and willing to accept full-time work? Many of you might be home with children or home with sick family members, kids that can't go to their daycares are closed, etc. You might think that you should answer and say, no, I can't because of a validated COVID-related reason, but you need to be available and willing to accept full-time work. Otherwise, you could be disqualified. Well, how do you answer honestly? You can still accept a full-time work from home position. So these are the things that they're going to be asking you for. So you need to be eligible. If you're not eligible, then expect that you do have to pay the benefits back. But as long as you're eligible, as long as you're entitled to those benefits, yes, spend the money because you would qualify to still receive those. Okay, this will be the last thing I talk about. Okay, Sana saw the Cal Matters article today. Yes, so I was interviewed by Cal Matters for an article that was featured today. I don't have the link. You can search up Cal Matters Ginny Silver if you want to read it. But they go through and they're talking about how if the EDD issues are impacting people's opinions, the governor and the changes there. So the article is about that. You guys know me, I don't give political commentary, but they did have a lengthy discussion with me over the phone because of what I do. And they didn't want to ask EDD related questions. They wanted to ask about my channel. And they wanted to ask about kind of how it happened and how long I've been doing it and how big of a scope I have, etc. So yes, my channel did start very small and has grown quite large quite fast because I was first creating that content that my fellow wedding industry friends needed. They needed to know how to file PUA applications, so I made a video out of it. And then it just fit a need because there was a lot of need there. So that's how my channel was born. Okay, you guys, I'm not even done for the day. I have to still go clean, charge, pack up all of my gear for a wedding that I'm shooting this weekend. I have to write a timeline for the wedding. I have to coordinate with my second shooter because I'm flying her in to shoot with me because she's a special one. And then I'm going to be gone for a couple days, but I'm doing another live stream tomorrow at 7:00 p.m. From my Airbnb. So as long as there's no internet issues there, then I will see you tomorrow. Okay, you guys, if I didn't get your question today, know that I try to get as many as I possibly can. The best way to ask a question is when I post a video. Be there on the video in the first 30 minutes and post your question in the comments there. All right. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay, you guys, I'll see you next time.